Okay, so this match. Okay, so the TBS Championship tournament has been one of the best things for the women's division so far, because the last tournament they had was so rushed and was like, oh, they didn't have enough time. And then there's the TNT executives and all that confusion and all that annoyance. So yeah, the TBS Championship tournament for the women's division. Since TNT was for the men, they decided we need to make an intercontinental title of sorts for the women, so we gave it the TBS name because we're moving to TBS. Yay! I'm curious to know, if they never moved to TBS, what would they have called their secondary title for the women's division? Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. So this was part of their inaugural tournament they did for it, where the participants were Anna Jay, Jamie Hayter, The Bunny, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Serena Deb, Penelope Ford, Ruby Soho, Chris Statlander, Nyla Rose, Jade Cargill, and Thunder Rosa. And right off the bat, I knew Thunder Rosa wasn't going to win this because, well, we got to get her ready for Britt Baker's feud with her for this year. So I knew that was off the table. And I liked how this lasted from November all the way to January. It stretches this out. It gave it much more, allowing the competitors to go more in wrestling and not be as horribly rushed as the first tournament was, the Eliminator tournament for Revolution. But yeah, I knew where this was going. Okay, so my original hope was Serena Deb that was going to get the victory and take the belt, because I thought she was worthy of that belt. I thought, that's her belt, that should be her belt, that should be her belt. But when she got eliminated by Hikaru Shida, and they're currently in an intense feud of war zones, I'm amazed they haven't gotten a no DQ match yet. I was like, okay, my other guess is Jade Cargill, because, well, she's currently on a hot streak currently in her run, and I'm pretty sure they want to put a belt on her, but they can't because Britt Baker's their top prospect, so we can't use her yet. We can't do Jade Cargill versus Britt Baker, because if we did that, we'd be doing championship versus streak, because Jade Cargill is still undefeated. And, okay, the whole Goldberg comparison that Tony Khan did, I was like, no. I mean, like, from a thematics perspective, she's better than Goldberg, and really the standard was very low with Goldberg in terms of that. Like, she could at least go for 12 minutes. Yeah. That's my honest opinion. She can go for 12 minutes at most currently, and she's still improving at this rate, but we need to really get her in hot track when you're talking about giving her a belt. So there's that part. But the other thing is that Jade Cargill doesn't have that big overbloated streak yet. She has like okay, so let's take a look on the roster page for AEW. Let's see. Come on. Oh, they don't have a page set up for the championship run yet. Let me find if I can find her in the roster page for streak of run. Let's see. Mr. Brody Lee Jr. Let's see. Okay, found it. Jade Cargill. Oh, they moved it back to the top. Let's see. Damn it! I got lost again. So Jade Cargill is currently at the record, from what I'm seeing on here, 23-0 throughout her entire career in AEW. That's a good record. It's not Goldberg record, and a lot of them were kind of on Dark and Dark Elevation. So I don't know how we can count that entirely yet. But I'm like, in terms of Goldberg, I'm like, she's able to go much longer in the ring than Goldberg. And, you know, the AEW didn't go out of their way to overbloat the streak by giving him, he's 23-0, she's 137-0. Wait, what? But where did he get this many wins in a week? Where you're like, with that, and like, the only person that could top Goldberg entirely is Asuka. Badass Asuka. I would like to see her in AEW fighting Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, and, you know, being the killer that we knew her as in NXT and in Japan as Kana. Oh man. But yeah. So when the tournament was happening, I knew, yeah, Jade Cargill was going to get this victory. When it came down to her and Thunder Rosa, I knew, yeah, Jade Cargill was going to get this victory. And I heard the match was stiff and whatnot, and there was some sloppiness from the side. Ruby Soho was being the workhorse throughout this entire match, even going nearly 15 minutes with Nyla Rose. And having to fight Jade Cargill, and Ruby Soho's in this position where, okay, I lost the women's title match, now I have to win this one. So I like that story they gave with it. I'm like, this is the most amount of progression she's got in her career since her WWE run, which is saying a lot. Like, how long did it take for her to finally get a title shot? I think she only had twice. Well, AEW's 2 for 2 with WWE, so we can at least say that in a much quicker amount of time. But yeah, so in this whole scenario, we eventually did get another surprise factor into Jade Cargill and Thunder Rosa's match. So I knew, like, they were in this kind of pickle. It's like, we can't have Jade Cargill lose because we're going to put the title on her. And then we have Thunder Rosa, who's kind of being groomed for the women's title against Britt Baker next year, since this took place on December 29th. So they had to find a plan to get this to work, because we need Jade Cargill to be established more, and we need Thunder Rosa protected. So enter Mercedes Martinez. Yeah, she showed up, and she's part of Jade Cargill and her client and her man advocates little entourage. Better than being in Retribution, I think. Like, even she was against that, and that's saying a lot. So, Jade Cargill beats Thunder Rosa with help from the outside. Now it comes down to Jade Cargill and Ruby Soho. Both have massive chips on their shoulder. Jade Cargill, especially since they've been pushing her some big time ever since the Shaquille O'Neal stuff, which is telling of how much faith they had in her to hang with Cody Rhodes, and for what was originally going to be with many people thinking it was Cody's wife. Yeah, that was an awkward time. Like, really awkward. Brandy was being compared to Red Velvet for some reason. I don't know why. Like, is it the hair that did it? I think. So, yeah. Jade Cargill did have a tryout in WWE in 2019, and subsequently began training at AR Fox's WWA4 Academy, taking advice from Mark Henry, and Cargill described as her mentor. She went to train with Heath Miller and Richard Morgan's face-to-face wrestling school, and then she trained in QT Marshall's Nightmare Factory. So yeah, she is putting in a lot of the effort. She's actually the first big homegrown talent. So, yeah. And she even says that she credited the late great female wrestler Chyna. Don't treat me like a man. Don't you treat me like a man. And the X-Men character Storm. So she has positive role models. I mean, like, Storm's currently the Regent of Mars and the leader of Planet Araco. That's something Hickman could say he did right in his run with the X-Men and whatnot. But yeah, moving on from that. So we have this main event. It's put up or show up for Jade Cargill. It's I gotta show I am one of the best talents, women wrestlers that was worthy of getting signed. Ruby Soho, and the match starts started off good and got sloppy halfway through. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jade. Like, I know, I get it. You're really trying. Like, you're really trying. Like, I like the attire you went with. Oh man, I like the attire she went with in the gear where she dressed up as Storm. Oh man, that was awesome. So Jade Cargill fought Ruby Soho, and the match was sloppy at the halfway point. So it's just for me, for me, it's just okay, not at all horrible. Like, compared to what, like, I probably would say differently if certain events happened in the match. Like, luckily Ruby Soho wasn't hurt, so Jade Cargill can say she's not dangerous like Nia Jax was in WWE when they rushed her. Still blame them for what happened, and well, what Goldberg has done in his past in wrestling. Man, I would have been interested to see Bret Hart wrestle a little bit more if he was able to win before the concussion happened, but that's a different matter. But yeah, Jade Cargill got the big victory with a very sloppily, like, okay, at the end of the match, it did look like she was trying to go all the way, but I think she was worried for a sec that, okay, there's a chance I could slip and really hurt her, so I'm gonna have to try a different route and lead to this really weird jaded finisher. But I do commend that at least she was trying to be safe as much as she could given the circumstances. It's sad that she couldn't let, when she couldn't really go as far as she could. I can see she's still green, so the TBS Championship is more like putting it on her just to make her run with it and see if she can put up or shut up. Plus, if they have to take it off of her, it won't be like a blasphemous attack on the AEW continuity system where they do long title reigns for their world titles. So yeah. Jade Cargill won the match, and there is a bit of an issue people had. Like, some people suspected that this was gonna happen because of what happened right before the end of 2021, that they were gonna put the belt on her because Big Swole called out AEW and Tony Khan, and you know, Tony Khan did that really dumb tweet of him being an idiot for that day. I don't think he's racist like some people were saying. I just think he got kind of caught up in his hype and opted to be stupid that day. That, or he was really drunk. Is either that. All I know is I'm still hoping for Tony Khan and Big Swole to make up and make amends for this and do a physical video proof that we shook hands and we worked it out, we hashed it out, we squashed it. Okay, fine. So, anyways, people started thinking Jade Cargill was only going to be given the TBS title just to handle that, just to downplay the debauchery that happened with there. Except, no. I think this was always the plan. Give Jade Cargill the run. Like, AEW has been building her up for a while, and they have hyped her up as one of the next big stars they want to push. So I do think this was always the plan. I've been, like, me and several others, like, while one of my buddies disagreed with it, that they didn't want Jade Cargill to win, they knew, yeah, this was always the plan. The moment Serena Deeb lost the match and was eliminated, yeah, it was kind of guaranteed Jade Cargill was going to get the victory. I definitely did think that was going to be the end game for that. Even though she's still green and still improving in the ring. So yeah, I definitely think Jade Cargill was set to be given this belt, but due to the circumstances surrounding it, it might be a problem for people or tribalists to try and believe that this was always the plan. Except for my opinion, no report has come out that contradicts that yet. We might see that in the coming week in this rendering this portion of the video invalid, but we'll see. I definitely do think this was the original plan. Jade Cargill was set for the TBS Championship. I definitely kept thinking it throughout the entire time this tournament happened after Serena Deeb was eliminated. So, yeah. So, congrats, Jade Cargill. You got a long road ahead of you. Also, love the Storm outfit cosplay. And Ruby Soho, it looks like she's going to go back to feuding with Britt Baker after her fight with Rio. We'll see, I don't know. But we'll have to see and find out. But for now, Jade, and I wish you the best in this run. And I really do hope you can showcase your abilities and hone your craft more and more, especially now that you're the champion of an entire network. Not just an entire network, but one of the oldest networks in WarnerMedia, so good luck. In fact, one last thing before we go, let's take a look to see if they made their tweet, if TBS made their tweet. Yep, they did. Jade Cargill is our champion. I saw that coming. Oh, man. But, yeah, good luck, Jade Cargill. You're going to need it, and let's hope you have a successful run with the belt. This was Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse, presenting Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho on AEW Dynamite 2022 TBS Championship finale. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my other content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you all next time. Peace and take care. Have a good day, everybody.